She tears you down, darling. Says you're nothing at all.
Goddamn, Sam.
But I'll pick you up, darling, when you fall. When she left you first.
Life is crazy, man.
Life is so crazy. Life
Streets ain't the
is
streets
so
no more.
crazy. And you don't even know it.
Hey.
Peace, 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 family. How you all doing? I hope all is well with you. My name is Keisha. I'm the owner of Astrologiks, and I am your astrology coach. Today, I will be continuing my Pluto through the sign series with Pluto and Capricorn, or Pluto in the 10th house. And so this video is for you if you have Pluto in Capricorn in your chart, or if you have Pluto in the 10th house. And so what is Pluto? Pluto is a ruler of Scorpio, and it lives in the 8th house. It rules death, transformation, rebirth, hidden secrets, hidden knowledge, crisis, chaos, taboo topics, the occult. And so this could be for anything around the parapsychologies, which is astrology, numerology, tarot, psychics, palmistry, any of the divinations. It also rules joint finances, debt, taxes, insurances, other people's money, people who owe you money and people who you owe money to. So this can be things like bills and or government money or child support. Capricorn is a cardinal earth sign, and it's ruled by Saturn, and it lives in the 10th house. And so these people are initiators. They're very disciplined, structured go-getters. They're shot callers. They're very serious about their life, achieving success, making power moves, their social status and career goals. Capricorn also rules authority figures, your public status, elders, responsibility, and maturity. And so these people are very powerful people. They are well known and respected on their job by their peers and in the public eye. These people are motivated and ambitious. These people deeply desire success, but they tend to have to work harder for it than most people. And so they can experience power struggles in their life and with authority figures because they're perfectionist professionals. And so they tend to think that they can do a better job than what their boss or superior is doing. And so oftentimes they could be very unlikable on the job, even in their position of power, because they tend to like working in very smooth running, structured environments, or they have the eye for how to make an environment run in a particular way. Even like, I think of like contractors who have a skill, like a money skill on how to help you build wealth, because Pluto is about money, or how to bring in more money or how to budget your money. And these are contractors, people that are specifically in the corporate world, but really in any position where you would ask them to come in to look at your finances and tell us how we can make it better, do better. And so these people might be in very high positions in finances in that way. Or they tend to reach high positions where they're teaching, mentoring about money and finances, how to invest, or they're mentors or counselors, or anything to do with like paperwork that's structured around inheritances and how to capitalize off your inheritance, like legal paperwork. I believe I mentioned this in another video, and I had a hard time remembering the name of it, but somebody put it in the chat. It's paralegals. These are paralegals. Um, um, Anything to do with legal documents or documents to set up a business or to structure a business or anything of that nature. These people tend to be really, really, really good at. Other than that, these are the CEOs, presidents, managers of a particular position, on the lower expression of that. Or they have their own business, well run, successful business. Yeah, so they're not very well liked on their job because they operate out of a code of ethics and they like things to be structured. They're very responsible, and they're overachievers to an extent, workaholics. This is a person who opens and closes. They work pretty much through retirement. Um, you know, they're just very, very hard workers and they're hard to compete with. And so people tend to not like them. And yeah. On the opposite end of this, these people can get on a job and their boss will take them under their wing and groom them to be in their position. So, again, if you've been following me for a while, the mythology around Saturn really has a lot to do with the struggles between a parent and a child being put in the position of a parent who has a higher position, or has authority in some way, shape, or form. And I think of Thor often. Thor is like my go-to storyline with this, where they want to take over the position of their parent, but they have a lot to learn. They have big shoes to fill, and it takes a long time for them to do that. And so these kind of themes from that mythology are people who get groomed at a very young age, have businesses at a very young age, grow up faster than most kids. They're put in positions of power as a kid, or you know, they tend to again be in that position where they're doing that for somebody else. And so these are all jobs like coaches, mentors. I said counselors. I take that back. I do not see Capricorns being counselors at all, but they will mentor you. They're guides, people you can reach out to get advice on how to run a business and things of that nature. Um, on the opposite side of this, they could have had very poor parents. I think of this storyline as the brown paper bag story, the elevator, um, uh, what do you call that? What the hell are those people, the name of those positions of people who worked as the people who escorted you on the elevators and things, way back in the days. Um, uh, and they always carried that brown paper bag that had their money and stuff in it. They didn't put their money in the bank. they might have had a good amount of money, and they might have had a lot of respect because they work so hard, but they never, ever, ever, ever reached past that potential. And a lot of the times in positions like that, their children will still see them as somebody who could have done better, right? Who was afraid to be better and stayed in a position that didn't gain them anything from that other than respect. And a lot of the times when you think back to those storylines, these are the kids who end up, kind of having some disdain with their parents about being poor. Um, and didn't understand that the respect that they had is wealth. Respect is a form of currency, and it's just as important as the process of achieving success as it is to gain wealth, money, and respect in that way. And so, um, this is the fallen angel the symbolism behind the fallen angel a lot of the times is that, they think they can do better. And so these people, unfortunately, um, go out and become drug dealers. But since we're talking about Capricorn, this is the kingpin. And these people tend to reach levels of power in anything that they do, even as a drug dealer. And so they become the kingpin. Again, the mentor in the process. They'll groom somebody to take their position later down the line. And you know, um, kind of teach them the ropes of the streets and how to protect themselves, etc. Whatever comes with the position of being the position between drug dealer and kingpin, or they're just criminals or criminal minded. Um, and obviously that's not going to pertain to everybody. It really depends on your chart and how you were raised and what environment you were raised in. Um, on the opposite end of this, again, it can be that they really struggle with achieving success. Um, they either respect their parents so much, even in a lesser position, that they follow suit, or they'll take it and elevate it by these are the people who humbly work from the bottom and work their way up, um, authentically, the hard way, um, because they understand um, what it means, what hard work means, what it takes to achieve a goal. They understand structure. These people are very mature for their age, and they're not afraid to ask questions, reach out, get a mentor, be groomed by another person, etc., etc., etc. Right. And so these people work all the way up to achieve a higher position and can become extremely wealthy and pass that wealth down through generation to generation. And again, they'll teach other people how to do such. Um, now, with such as life, with anything that you do in life, this can make these people very stingy and standoffish. Um, or um, they're like, what's a good word for? They're gonna make you work for your for that inheritance or passing down that wealth from generation to generation. Like you're gonna have to work really, really hard to achieve that, or to prove yourself, or to show that you are worthy of that wealth. And so again, these people know paperwork, and so they're going to have it set up in a particular way, where if they don't feel that you're ready, you might still get the wealth, but it'll be dispersed. You have the ability to do that with your inheritance. Most people don't even know that. But and or they'll actually get the position assuming that they show up and in a way that's worth receiving that particular position. So yeah. Um yeah. So yeah, this is my interpretation of Pluto and Capricorn. As usual, family, I love and appreciate you. I hope you found this information helpful. Peace.